Oh my gosh, are you kidding me with this? That might be the best prime rib I've ever had on the rotisserie. Holy crap. Hey everyone, it's Ryan here with Gilbert Fireplaces and Barbecues, and boy do we have a fun one for you today. The holidays are here, and one of the best dishes to prepare during the holiday season is a prime rib. One of my favorite ways to do it is on the rotisserie. So today, we have our Twin Eagles grill fired up. We're gonna throw a boneless prime rib on the rotisserie, and it's gonna be one of the best and easiest prime ribs you ever make in your backyard. Let's get started. All right guys, so let's talk prime rib. It's one of the best roasts to make during the holiday season. Absolutely love it, it's always a fan favorite. You can get it in a few different ways. For me, if we're doing it on the rotisserie, I like getting a boneless version of it just because we're putting the rod through, it's just a lot easier, not, messing with the bones at all. The other thing is when you go to slice it, very simple. You're not worried about removing bones, slicing around them, all that good stuff. So makes it really easy when you want to prepare it on the rotisserie. Let's talk why you will prepare it on the rotisserie and why you should. When it comes to rotisserie cooking, you get an incredible caramelization from the infrared rotisserie back burner on your grill. The other thing is, as it turns, the meat kind of bastes itself in its own moisture, so you get incredibly even, flavorful, juicy meat when you do it on the rotisserie with a great exterior. You're gonna get some great caramelization on the outside. It's just a fantastic way to cook your prime rib. The other thing is it doesn't take very long. I would expect, this is about a 5-pound roast here. I would expect this is gonna take around 2 hours, maybe even less than that when we get it on the rotisserie. So it's an efficient and delicious way to prepare your holiday meal. So let's get into it. All right guys, so let's talk about how we're gonna season this up. So, with barbecue, with grilling, we like to keep it simple. So today, all we're really gonna do is use our Yoder Smokers beef rub on this. So I like this. This has got salt, it's got pepper, garlic, paprika. It's got some sugar in there as well. It's gonna help with the caramelization of this while it's on the rotisserie. So it's an excellent seasoning for this prime rib. But what I like to do before I put the seasoning on is use a binder. So today, we have our Heinz mustard that we're gonna use, and I'm just gonna put this kind of on the backside there, rub this in, and it offers just a nice surface for our seasoning to adhere to. So let's get this seasoned up. And guys, you wanna season it liberally, because the reality is when you go to cut your slices, there's a lot of meat that isn't going to have the seasoning on it, right? So let's get the outside and form that nice crust to where when you get the bites where it has the outer edges on it, you're getting some good flavor and good seasoning that way. So let's season this up nice and liberally here, and then we'll prep it for the rotisserie. All right, so we got our prime rib seasoned up here. Time to grab the rotisserie rod. We're gonna get this speared up. I'll show you how that's done. So it's really neat on the Twin Eagles grill. The rotisserie rod is actually stored in the drip tray here. How nice is that? A lot of times you're trying to find a place to store these. Twin Eagles thought it through, put it in the drip tray. All right, so let's come over here. I'm gonna show you how to set this up. All right guys, so let's get this on the rotisserie. So here's what we're gonna do. So we have our rod here, and you have your 2 forks. So what you wanna do is you grab one of the forks, slide it down, take the other one to the side here, because we're gonna put that on once the meat comes on. So let's spear this. So what you wanna do, let me do it from right to left. So what you wanna do here is get it in the middle and try to just run it as straight as you can through the center of the roast. So I'm just gonna punch that in here. Hey, pretty good, pretty good. So you wanna try to center it on the rod ideally. So bring it in just a little bit more. That looks good. Now you're gonna take the other fork, slide it down, and you want to try to have the fork grab as much meat as possible, all right? So we'll start on this side here, and you want to push these in as deep as you can get them. We don't want this thing moving around on us, all right? So I'm going to turn that. And if you don't get every spike in, which we might on this, it's not the end of the world if you don't. Let's see here. There we go. All right, so you squeeze that in nice and tight, and then you want to tighten those forks on, all right? So we'll tighten this one. There you have it, guys. Let's get it on the rotisserie. All right, guys, we're ready to roll. Let's get this thing on the grill here. So you're gonna place the pointy end into the bracket there. the other end on the bearings. Now what we're gonna do, really neat on the Twin Eagles grill, motor is actually located inside of the grill. So all you have to do is hit a button here and that activates that motor. So instead of having, you know, an externally mounted motor, something you gotta store, Twin Eagles just has it, you know, built in. So super convenient, makes rotisserie cooking a lot easier. Now what we're gonna do is we gotta turn our burner on, right? So this knob here is gonna control the rotisserie. And now the only burner you want on when you're cooking is that rotisserie back burner. So you can see the igniter glowing back there now. That burner's filling up with gas. And we're gonna get some lighting here in a second. All right guys, so here we are off. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna close this up, let this go for a little bit. I'm gonna prepare an herb butter and we're gonna baste this. After about 45 minutes or so, we're gonna baste it with the herb butter every 15 minutes. I imagine this is gonna cook within 2 hours, maybe even less. So we'll check back here in a little bit. All right guys, so this has been running for about 45 minutes now. It's been smelling unbelievable. Haven't opened the lid yet, but let's check up on it now. Let's see where we're at. Wow. Yeah, that is coming along very, very nice. Look at that. Just seeing all that moisture on the outside of it. It's kind of basting itself in that. Now, we're gonna kick this up a notch, all right? So we have our herb butter here. I'm gonna baste this, so I'm just gonna shut this off for a second. And we're gonna put some of this deliciousness all over. Get that back going. You know, I'm gonna just baste it while she turns. Let's do that. Okay, we're at the 1.5 hour mark. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. Look at that awesome caramelization on the outside here. Let's throw a little bit more of this herb butter on there. I'm gonna take the temp on this. I would imagine we are essentially there. That is beautiful. Okay guys, so we just basted it one final time. I did take the internal temperature and it's 130 degrees, which I gotta admit is a little bit more than I was hoping for at this point in the cook. So this actually cooked a little bit quicker than I thought. That being said, I mean, taking it off at 130, it's gonna raise, you know, another few degrees, might get up to 135. Maybe a little lower than that. So it just depends on how you like your prime rib. I mean, if you like it medium rare, I would take it off maybe when it's 125, 123, kind of in that range. Let it come up. But I still think this is gonna be pretty good, guys. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this off. You wanna be careful. You wanna have hot pads or a glove because this rod is definitely super hot. Now what you wanna do at this point, guys, is you wanna let it rest. Resting is crucial at this stage and let that rest on your cutting board for about 30 minutes or so. All right, so we'll check back in 30 minutes. We'll slice this up. We'll take a bite. All right, guys, about 1 hour and 20 minutes later, here we are. We have this gorgeous rotisserie prime rib. It's been resting for about 1/2 hour now, and it smells so incredible, guys. Like, this is just so great. Talk about a way to just add this gorgeous perfume in your backyard. You know, you're doing some work in the yard, you have that on the grill. It's incredible. Well, let's cut into it. I'm a little nervous that it's a little more done than I was hoping, but we'll find out. Let's see here. So I'm gonna take my shears, cut off this cooking twine. Now, you don't wanna typically start by cutting down the middle on this, but we wanna see how this cooked all the way through the center here. So let's take a cut. All right, moment of truth. Hey, pretty good. That's pretty good. You got an even doneness all the way from really the end, a little bit more done on the outside edges, but as you get to the center there, just a beautiful, nice medium rare center. Guys, that looks delicious. I don't know how that looks on your side, but from here it looks pretty amazing. Now what we have here is we have some of that basting solution that we had fall down. I'm just gonna pour some of that over the top because that's all pretty delicious flavor there that we don't want to let go. All right, guys, so we saw how it looked. I mean, I'm pretty impressed with that. I think that's about just as I like it, but let's cut a slice here now because I can't just look at it and not taste it. So slice that down. Oof. So juicy, so tender. I'm gonna take, you know, the best slice, best piece of the whole slice is up here on the top. All right. Oof, look at that, guys. Okay, so that's incredible. That's incredible. Knocked it out of the park. The seasoning's amazing. You're getting the salt, garlic, got some pepper on there. The herbs are coming through from the herb butter that we used. Extremely tender, extremely juicy. And that cooked in an hour and 20 minutes. I mean, I think at the end of the day, that's the most important thing here when we're talking about, you know, the efficiency of cooking a prime rib. Cooking for a lot of people, there's a lot of stuff going on during the holiday season. To be able to put something on a rotisserie rod, cook it on your grill in under an hour and a half, you know, consider maybe 2 hours when you consider the rest time on it. I mean, guys, that's incredible. And you saw how easy that was. We threw a dry rub over it and we put it on the rotisserie rod and basted it a couple times. I mean, it wasn't rocket science. And it's unbelievable. It's so decadent, and definitely something that around the holiday season, you know, everyone's gonna enjoy, guys. So definitely give your prime rib a shot on the rotisserie this holiday season, because I think you're gonna be really happy you did it. You're gonna free up the oven inside for some other dishes, and it's gonna cook it beautifully, guys. This flavor is unbelievable. I hope that you can try this this holiday season on your own grill. If you're looking for a nice gas grill with a rotisserie, come and see us at Gilbert Fireplaces and Barbecues. We have some great options in the showroom, and we'll get you hooked up for the holiday season. Okay, and so here's the neat thing about making a big roast like this, right? So you have multiple people at your house for the party, people who like their steaks cooked in different ways. Well, when you have a big roast like this, you know, your center cuts are generally gonna be the most rare. So that's what we just cut, was one of the centers, and you saw there's a good amount of pink to that. But if you have someone in your group who prefers their prime rib a little bit more done, we'll just go to the outside here, okay? And cut a slice like this on the end, and you'll notice, see, it's not quite as pink. Right, so that's one of the center cuts. So you could see some good pink color there, but as you get to the end, you know, it's not quite as pink. It's a little bit more done, right? So that's gonna be for your guests who do prefer their prime rib a little bit more on the medium to the well side. So that's the nice thing about a roast like this, is you gotta cut for everybody at the party. Guys, that prime rib was incredible, and it all came together so easy on the Twin Eagles gas grill using the rotisserie function. If you like that video, hit that like button, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook for more barbecue tips and tricks. This is Ryan with Gilbert Fireplaces and Barbecues, where indoor comfort meets outdoor entertaining.